You checked off your devotion before breakfast, closed the app, moved on with your day. You read the verses, said the prayer, did what you were supposed to do, and somehow, by lunchtime, God already felt far away. Maybe that's not a discipline problem. Maybe you've been working for God instead of walking with Him. Here's what's actually going on. You can do many things for God and still feel distant from Him. Genesis 5:24 says Enoch walked with God, not worked for God, walked with Him day after day, step after step, until one day he was simply gone because God took him. Think about that. Scripture doesn't highlight what he built. It doesn't highlight what he achieved. It highlights who he stayed close to. That's the promise of this video. Working for God and walking with God are not the same thing. Amos 3:3 asks, "Can two walk together unless they are agreed?" Walking requires more than movement. It requires shared direction, shared pace, shared presence. Working for someone requires results. Walking with someone requires relationship. Sit with that for a second, because this is where many believers quietly get stuck. You can serve faithfully and still feel far away. You can lead worship and still feel like a stranger to the one you're singing to. You can study scripture for others and rarely speak to Him for yourself. Not because you stopped loving Him, but because productivity slowly replaced intimacy. Tasks give you completion. Relationships do not. A checklist can end. A walk cannot. And that's why many believers slowly begin treating God like a boss instead of a friend. Jesus said in John 15:15, "I no longer call you servants. I have called you friends." Notice that the goal was never just obedience. The goal was closeness. But here's where it gets real. The biggest threat to walking with God is not rebellion. It's activity without awareness. Read that again. It's activity without awareness. Because activity creates the illusion of spiritual health. You can be busy for God and still never be with God. You start making decisions first, then asking Him to bless them. That's not partnership. That's a press release. You tell Him about the job after you've already accepted it. You tell Him about the relationship after you've already committed. You tell Him about the plan after you've already decided. He's not against the decision. He just wasn't included in it. That's not walking with Him. That's reporting results to Him. And here's the next layer. Walking with God means caring about His pace as much as His direction. Most people want God's guidance. Few want God's timing. But when you walk with someone, you cannot rush ahead without leaving them behind. Galatians 5:25 says, "Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit." Not run ahead, not lag behind. Keep in step. That means slowing down enough to notice Him, waiting when you want to rush, staying when you want to move, trusting silence instead of filling it. And then there's this. Walking with God means conversation, not monologue. Most prayer is speaking. Walking includes listening. Not because God always speaks loudly, but because relationship requires attention. The closest people in your life are not the ones you talk at. They're the ones you stay present with. That's why Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not emptiness. It's awareness. So what does this look like this week? Pick one decision you haven't made yet. Not a major one, a normal one. Before you decide, ask Him first. Not after, first. Sit with it. Don't rush to fill the silence. Don't rush to fix it. Just make space. Micah 6:8 says, "Walk humbly with your God." Not ahead, not behind, with Him. And something subtle begins to change. Faith stops feeling like a job you perform. It starts feeling like a life you share. So if you take one thing from this message, let it be this. God was never asking for your performance. He was asking for your pace. Enoch didn't earn closeness through effort. He maintained it through nearness. One ordinary day at a time. So before your next decision, pause. Invite Him in first, just once. See what shifts. Faith Applied exists to help believers move from motion to intimacy with God in everyday life. If this resonated with you, watch the video on why you feel closer to God on your worst days. It explores the same tension from another angle. If this named something you felt but never said, subscribe. Like this video so it reaches someone stuck in activity but missing awareness. And in the comments, type, "Lord, help me walk with you daily." Because you're not God's employee. You're his friend. Now learn to walk like it.